podcast of the ARC, Southern Maryland. We live in a world where a lot of us have difficulty putting thoughts into words and words into speech. That's one of the challenges that all of us face at one time or another as a result of our age. Either we're too young or losing our ability in old age, or some of us were born with rare diagnostic maladies or challenged by accidents and other medical issues. It doesn't mean we do not hear and understand others. Fortunately, there is technology and software that we can carry in our bags and pockets. They go under the heading of assistive technology. If you've got a new pad or phone over the holidays, listen up. James Whitney, the assistive technology clinician at the Maryland Assistive Technology Program, is also an occupational therapist. He meets with Marylanders. We talked to him late last year.
We help them figure out, based on kind of where they're at with any disability or just anything that they want to do better or more safe or more independently. I help them learn about just different companies and technology options that exist, and we try them out together.
Nowadays, a lot of people look at their screens whenever they can, even at our programs and events and while out in nature. James says being proficient at writing onto and into our portable devices can help us bring our text messages to life, so to speak, or text to speech.
There are apps that are downloadable on iPads and iPhones and Androids. Specifically, apps would be like Touch Chat is the name of one app. Proloquo to Go is the name of another one, which is kind of a wonky name, but a Proloquo to Go. There is TD Snap. That is by the company, Tobii Dynavox. So they call it TD Snap. That's another one. Avaz is another one that we also share with folks and LAMP.
Let me have you go through that list again. Can you spell the names of the apps, because spelling in the App Store is not logical.
Touch Chat is the name of one app. TOUCHCHAT. Avaz is another app. AVAZ. Proloquo to Go. That is PROLOQUO. The number 2 GO. Proloquo to Go. TD Snap, TD, and then SNAP is another one. LAMP, did I already say LAMP? There's 5 main ones we use. So like those are kind of the main ones. And what you can do is right on your phone or tablet, you can create a message board or a language board that through either tapping with your fingers or maybe alternative access with like an external mouse or a switch, then I can actually select what words or string of words I want to, have the device speak out loud for me, and it will do so. So you can have a portable, chargeable, on-the-go speech device that can be a daily phone or tablet.
This podcast, See Me, See My Ability, from the ARC Southern Maryland, talked with James Whitney and his colleague Steve Polachek late last year when both were working at the Maryland Department of Disabilities and its assistive technology program. As the Maryland state budget is being debated and as advocates take to the streets, we wish all of the helpers we have in local, state, and federal government the best. The See Me, See My Ability podcast of the ARC Southern Maryland is collaborating with the Calvert Country School, the public school transition program for students who have been in special education classes and have gotten a certificate of attendance from high school, to teach and produce this podcast. We chatted with Connor, with the assistance of Calvert Country School Principal Rachel Lindauer, talked to one of our podcasting classes this past December and used software like the one James described on his iPod.
This is
Rita.
Nice. Good job, man. What's your name?
Brendan.
Brendan. Morgan.
I'm Lindy Wadbauer with the ARC.
You're the executive producer.
I'm the executive producer of the podcast with Rita.
Very cool. What's your name? Joy.
I'm Stacy. I'm with the ARC.
And I'm Miss Lindauer. Okay. What did you and your friends do on Friday?
Party.
Did you have anyone have gifts?
Jacob.
Jacob had a gift? Okay. Who did he bring a gift for? Who? Gift for?
Megan.
Oh, Oh, very fine. So did you do an exchange?
Yeah.
Everyone had one. Who did you buy a gift for?
Crystal.
Now, earlier this month, February, Connor's parents, Benji and Kathleen Parecki, joined our class at the Twin Beaches branch of the Calvert County Public Library in North Beach. Go ahead and talk to me, Brendan.
Okay. So my question is, has Connor ever tried to talk without his talker, like speak in person, like speak with his own voice?
That's a good question. And yes, so Connor, even when he was little, started saying a few words. So he could say hi and mom and dad and bye and
Yeah, no.
and no, absolutely. So Connor has something called apraxia of speech, which is like a motor planning difficulty with speaking. So sometimes everything would line up for him and he could just say a word very clearly. And then other times it wouldn't happen and he couldn't do it. So he was very aware that he could not say the words all the time. Hey, just said hey. So yes, Connor can say some words. It's just difficult.
Okay.
But if he takes his time, he can say more than he does.
All right.
Benji, would you like to talk about how you've encountered other adults who've encountered your son?
Yeah, I think sometimes when someone's nonverbal and people don't have the patience to wait for him to type out, but even though he's very quick, people tend to default to speaking loudly. Like they transfer thinking that maybe it's hard of hearing, but it's not. It's just going to take a little longer to get the words out. And then some people are very fascinated and are patient, and they think it's cool. They can communicate with Connor in a different way than they're used to.
Mr. Parecki says it didn't take long for Connor to learn how to use his iPod to spell words into the text-to-speech app. He was spelling words when he was just 3 years old, and he's now 19. Twin Beaches Library's technical specialist, Stacy Allen.
Do you use text-to-speech to talk to Connor?
No.
I was actually asking Mr. and Mrs. Parecki.
So mostly I do not, but sometimes I do. Sometimes we'll communicate together on his device, especially if we're in a situation where I'm trying not to interrupt other people and we just don't hit the play button. So I'll type what I want to say, he'll clear it, he'll answer what he wants to say.
Yeah, pretty much the same as Kathleen said, but rarely, because Connor is still trying to use his words vocally, so we still encourage that a lot as well. Yeah, but mainly we communicate that I'll speak and Connor will answer with his device or use what words he can use.
Just a follow-up question. Just curious if you used what the pumpkin. I'm curious if you used the device more when Connor was learning how to use it before he became proficient using the device. Did you use it more to model?
I would say no, because he became very proficient very quickly. I mean, he worked at it, but no, he didn't need us to model. He was spelling from a really early age. But, we would have magnet letters, and he was already spelling when he was like 2 or 3. So after that, with the device, it just became a fine motor thing. Like, would he be able to translate that to typing with his fingers, which he did pretty quickly.
Can I add something too? Also, we don't, because we try to be respectful that this is Connor's voice. And so we don't take over his voice. Like, I've only done it on a couple occasions like that, and usually I'll just type something on my phone and show him. But yeah, it's always been Connor's.
Check the show notes for a list of software that was mentioned in this podcast. Much thanks to the Calvert Country School, Connor and his parents, Benji and Kathleen Parecki, and all the voices who participated in this podcast, and of course the Twin Beaches branch of the Calvert County Public Library for hosting our class. Please share this and our other episodes, and give us some stars and reviews. You see, those ratings help others find See Me, See My Ability, the podcast of the ARC Southern Maryland. I'm Rita Rich.